Welcome to SATV News. This is Shahla Bint Shafi with the headlines. EC to hold dialogue with 81 domestic observers on November 25th. Commonwealth Secretary General meets CEC, discusses election preparations. No risk of law and order deterioration before election, says Home Advisor. NCP's Nahid does not see level playing field for election. ICT 1 sets date for charge framing hearing against Hasina. Army officer Ziai Khan Panna appointed as state defense lawyer. The Election Commission will sit with Domestic Election Observer Organization on November 25th as a part of its preparations for the 13th parliamentary election scheduled to be held on February next year. The dialogue is scheduled to take place with 81 local observers at the conference room of the Election Bhavan in Agargaon, with Chief Election Commissioner CEC AMM Nasiruddin in the chair. Mohammad Ashadul Haq, Assistant Director at the EC's Public Relations Wing, confirmed the development today. The dialogue will be held on Tuesday, November 25th in two sessions, one in the morning and another in the afternoon, he added. Commonwealth Secretary General Shirley Botchway met Chief Election Commissioner AMM Nasiruddin on Sunday at the Commission's office and discussed preparations for the upcoming national election. He wanted to know our election preparations, our progress and relevant issues. They have been given an idea over the issues, said EC Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed after the meeting at the Nirbachan Bhavan. During the discussion, the Commonwealth delegation focused on various election-related issues, including overall electoral preparations, the referendum to be held on the same day, women's participation out of the country voting, and tackling misinformation on and disinformation on. The Commonwealth was informed that since the election and the referendum are held in a single day, the referendum would be an additional responsibility for the Election Commission. About our preparation, there would be a challenge, but they hope that the way we are moving forward with our preparations, we will be successful, said the EC Secretary. There is no likelihood of any deterioration in the law and order situation ahead of the national election, Home Affairs Advisor Jahangir Alam Chaudhary said today. Speaking to journalists after a meeting of the Core Committee on Law and Order at the Ministry of Home Affairs in Bangladesh Secretariat, he said the overall security environment is steadily improving. As the election approaches, the number of rallies and processions by different political parties will naturally increase. When we assumed office, the situation had already begun to deteriorate. Over the past year and a half, our reports have helped bring significant improvement, he said. On earthquake preparedness, the advisor said he was not aware of any country with a complete early warning system for earthquakes. However, he noted that several countries had developed mobile applications capable of issuing alerts around 10 seconds before the tremors begin. We are considering whether a similar early warning app can be introduced in Bangladesh, he said. He stressed the importance of strictly following building codes and urged Rajuk to carefully examine any proposal for constructions on filled-in water bodies. The level playing field required to hold the 13th general election is still not in sight, says National Citizens Party NCP convener Nahid Islam. He says, with deep worry, we would like to say that the level playing field required to hold an election is still not in sight. He made the comment at a press briefing organized at the Shahid Abu Said Convention Center in Dhaka's Shahbag around 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. Referring to a Chattogram Jamaat leader's statement about controlling the administration, Nahid said, we can see that leaders and activists from different parties are speaking out about how to manage the administration and keep it under their control. We have said before that the various political parties in Bangladesh who are now confronting each other while haggling over the July Charter were once friends, but now they are hatching a conspiracy. A video went viral on the social media on Saturday in which a top Chattogram Jamaat leader, Shah Jahan Chaudhary, can be seen saying, if the Amir-e-Jamaat was here, I would have said the election cannot be held only with the people. Anti-Corruption Commission Chairman Muhammad Abdul Momen said today all the candidates of the upcoming national election must fully disclose their foreign income and overseas assets alongside domestic income in their affidavits. He made the remark while speaking to reporters after laying the foundation stone of the ACC's divisional office building in Silet's Alampur. Momen said many candidates tend to hide earnings and holdings abroad, but the ACC is committed to tracing those inconsistencies. If anyone conceals this information, we will detect it, he said, calling on the media to help bring such discrepancies to public attention. While the ACC faces structural limitation, it does not operate under political pressure. He added the anti-graft watchdog chief also criticized some officials for suppressing corruption-related information, adding that the media plays a crucial role in preventing such cover-ups. The International Crimes Tribunal on today said December 3rd and 7th respectively for charge framing hearings against 30 accused including Hasina and 25 army officers in 2 cases over crimes against humanity involving enforced disappearances and torture during the Awami League regime. A 3-member bench headed by the ICT1 chairman Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtuza Majumdar fixed the dates. At the same time, the tribunal appointed senior lawyer Ziaid Khan Panna and M. Hassan Imam as State Defense Counsel for the absconding accused, including the fugitive Sheikh Hasina, to ensure legal representation for those not present before the court. The accused were produced before the tribunal from a temporary detention center at Dhaka cantonment at 10 a.m. to ensure security. Additional number of law enforcers, including Army, Police, Rapid Action Battalion, was deployed at the tribunal. On October 8 this year, the ICT1 issued arrest warrants against 30 accused including Hasina, a security advisor, Major General retired Tariq Ahmed Siddiq, and 5 former directors of the Directorate General of Forces Intelligence DGFI. The tribunal had ordered the accused to appear on October 22nd. Following their appearance, 13 military officers were sent to jail. A Dhaka court has fixed 27 November for delivering verdicts in 3 separate corruption cases filed over alleged irregularities in Rajuk's plot allegation against former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her son Shajib Wajid Joy and daughter Saima Wajid Putul and 44 others. Judge Muhammad Abdullah Al Mamun of Dhaka Special Judge Court 5 fixed the date today after the prosecution and defense concluded their arguments. Confirming the development, Anti-Corruption Commission prosecutor Khan Muhammad Mainul Hassan said, "We have sought the highest punishment for the accused, which is life imprisonment in these cases." During the hearing, the only accused arrested in the cases, Rajuk member Muhammad Khurshid Alam, was represented by advocate Muhammad Shahinur Islam, who argued that his client was innocent. The other accused, as they are absconding, did not have the opportunity to present arguments earlier on 17th November. The court completed recording testimonies in 3 cases. On 31st July, the same court framed charges and ordered the trial to begin. In the 3 separate cases, Hasina and former Senior Assistant Secretary Purbi Goldar are among 12 accused in one case, Hasina and Joy among 17 in another, and Hasina and Putul among 18 in the third. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Please stay with us.
Crystal clear swimming pool for ultimate relaxation. Modern gym and serene spa for well-being. Perfect venue for corporate events, weddings and parties. Seamless and secured. Elegant and eye-catching design. Indulge, relax, discover the first 5-star chain hotels in Bangladesh. Grand Palace Hotel Dhaka, 22 Kakrail, Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Welcome to Grand Club at Mirpur 10 Dhaka. elegant spa and wellness facility for ladies and gents. Play pool and snooker in international standard billiard zone. World-class gym facility with exclusive equipment for man and women. A restaurant of delicious local and international cuisine. Fully air-conditioned building with spacious banquet, car lift, sky view rooftop restaurant, all in one. Grand Club Limited, Mirpur 10, Dhaka.
কি এমন জিনিস যেটা সব লোকে খায়? ছোটরা খেলে পরে কেঁদে মায়ের কাছে যায়, বৃদ্ধ লোক খেলে পরে মাথায় দেয় হাত, যুবক যুবতীরা খেলে পরে এদিক ওদিক তাকায়।
ছেড়ে দে শয়তান, ছেড়ে দে, দেহ পেলে আমার মন পাবি না, ছেড়ে দে।
কোন ফলের বীজ নেই বলো দেখি দাদা, বলতে না পারলে হবে তুমি গাধা।
মন্দিরা চক্রবর্তী কার সাথে প্রেম করছে?
আমি এখন মা হতে চলেছে।
চিনেছি তোমারে আকারে প্রকারে, দিনের আলো রাতের আধার।
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. News from abroad. Top officials from the United States, Ukraine and National Security Advisor from the France, Britain and Germany hold talks in Geneva on Sunday to discuss Washington's draft plan to end the war in Ukraine. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Secretary of State Marco Rubio were due to arrive on Sunday for the talks on ending Russia's invasion, now in its fourth year. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump said Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had until Thursday to approve the 28-point plan, which calls on Ukraine to cede territory, accept limits on its military, and renounce ambitions to join NATO. We hope to iron out the final details to draft a deal that is advantageous to them, a U.S. official said. Nothing will be agreed on until the two presidents get together, referring to Trump and Zelensky. U.S. Army Secretary Daniel Driscoll arrived in Geneva ahead of the talks, and the Ukrainian delegation was expected Saturday evening, the official said. Ukraine confirmed its participation. National security advisors from the so-called E3 alliance of France, Britain and Germany will join the discussions alongside the European Union. Italy would also send an official diplomatic, sources said. European and other Western leaders said on Saturday the US peace plan, which endorses key Russian demands, was a basis for talks to end the war but needed additional work as they seek a better deal for Kyiv before Thursday's deadline. The United States is poised to launch a new phase of Venezuela-related operations in the coming days, 4 U.S. officials told Reuters, as the Trump administration escalates pressure on President Nicolas Maduro's government. Reuters was not able to establish the exact timing or scope of the new operations, nor whether U.S. President Donald Trump had made a final decision to act. Reports of looming action have proliferated in recent weeks as the U.S. military has deployed forces to the Caribbean amid worsening relations with Venezuela. 2 of the U.S. officials said covert operations would likely be the first part of the new actions against Maduro. All 4 officials quoted in this article spoke on the condition of anonymity because of the sensitivity of impending action by the United States. The Trump administration has been weighing Venezuela-related options to combat what it has portrayed as Maduro's role in supplying illegal drugs that have killed Americans. U.S. President Donald Trump said late Saturday that 6 Democrats involved in a video calling on military officers to refuse illegal commands should be in jail. The Republican leader's remark came after he accused the Democrats' lawmakers on Friday of seditious behavior punishable by death. Democrats slammed Trump's comments as absolutely vile threats against the 6 senators and representatives, all of whom have served in the military or intelligence community. Trump took to social media on Saturday night, writing that traitors that told the military to disobey my orders should be in jail right now, not roaming the fake news networks trying to explain that what they said was okay. He said that the Democrats' message was sedition at the highest level and that there can be no other interpretation of what they said.
What? Any comment about the former Brazilian president being arrested today? No, I don't know anything about it.
Group of 20 leaders adopted a declaration addressing the climate crisis and other global changes on Saturday over US objections, prompting the White House to accuse South Africa of weaponizing its leadership of the group this year. The declaration, which was drafted without input from the United States, can't be renegotiated, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa's spokesperson told reporters, reflecting strains between Pretoria and US President Donald Trump's administration, which boycotted the event. We had the entire year of working towards this adoption and the past week has been quite intense. Spokesperson Vincent Magwenya said hours later the White House said Ramaphosa was refusing to facilitate a smooth transition of the G20 presidency after initially saying he would pass the gavel to an empty chair. Israeli airstrikes in Gaza killed at least 20 people and wounded more than 80, local health authorities said on Saturday, in a further test of a fragile ceasefire between Palestinian fighter groups Hamas and Israel. Witnesses and medics said the first attack hit a car in densely populated area Rimal neighborhood, setting in a blaze. It was not immediately clear whether the 5 dead were passengers of the car or included passerbys. Dozens of people rushed to extinguish the fire and rescue the victims. Shortly after the attack on the car, the Israeli Air Force carried out 2 separate airstrikes on the 2 houses in Deir al-Balah city, Nuseirat camp in central Gaza Strip, killing at least 10 people and wounding several others, medics said. Later on Sunday, a new Israeli airstrike on a house in western Gaza city killed at least 5 Palestinians and wounded others, medics said, taking Saturday's death toll to at least 20. Meta shut down internal research into the mental health effects of Facebook and Instagram after finding causal evidence that its products harmed users' mental health, according to unprecedented filings in a class action by US school districts against Meta and other school media platforms. In a 2020 research project codenamed Project Mercury, Meta scientists worked with a survey firm Nielsen to gauge the effect of deactivating Facebook and Instagram, according to Meta documents obtained via Discovery. To the company's disappointment, people who stopped using Facebook for a week reported lower feelings of depression, anxiety, loneliness, and social comparison, internal documents said. Rather than publishing those findings or pursuing additional research, the filing states Meta called off further work and internally declared that the negative study findings were tainted by the existing media narrative. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. EC to hold dialogue with 81 domestic observers on November 25th. Commonwealth Secretary General meets CEC, discusses election preparations. No risk of law and order deterioration before election, says Home Advisor. NCP's Nahid does not see level playing field for election. ICT1 sets dates for charge framing hearing against Hasina Army officers. Ziai Khan Panna appointed as state defense lawyer. You're updated with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.sactv.tv. Stay with SATV.